Good evening, everyone, and welcome. This is the Sumo Summary Show for Wednesday, day 11. It's the 18th of September, and some pretty interesting sumo today to get to. Personally, I had to go and see the doctor today. Things didn't go quite like I had hoped they would, but I'm home, as you can see, and my doctor has said you can't go to work tomorrow or Friday. So what's bad for me in the sense that I like to go to work because I like to have my classes with my students and continue to teach them things. I will be home uh, under house arrest, as it were, and be able to watch sumo. So if you're a member of the Patreon page, I'll have probably more sumo than I normally would on a weekday. And then going into the final weekend, I thought I was going to be able to go to this speech event in a different prefecture on Sunday, and now I might not be able to go. That's kind of up in the air. We'll see how I go over the next 3 days. So maybe full coverage on day 15 that I didn't think I was going to be able to do. Yeah. So let's get into it. Okay. Hi. Share my screen. Here we go. And share. All right. So we did have, because I usually start with this, and I'm sometimes surprised, but I was surprised today to find out that certain members of Juryo and Makuuchi pulled out of the tournament today. So let's start with the absent Rikishi report, and it looks like Hokuto Fuji down at Maegashira 13 pulled out with a knee injury. And Shimazu Umi and Tsurugisho both had like leg and knee type of injuries down in Juryo 4 and Juryo 7. So they both pulled out of the tournament today. So the main thing that's going to impact is we'll have one less top division wrestler. Excuse me. So that means that we have to pull somebody up from Juryo each day to fill in the empty slot. So for instance, tomorrow on day 12, it's Shishi from Juryo that's going to come up and fight in the top division, his first time ever to do that. And everything down in Juryo, because two guys fell out, well, they might have to bring up somebody from the third tier because they're gonna have to pull somebody up. Yeah. So anyway, we'll look at it when we look at day 12 matchups. So yeah, shame for Hokuto Fuji, and we'll look at where he is on the Banzuke, etc. in a moment and see if that impacts his demotion, etc. Okay, so let's jump into the matches for day 11, and we'll start down in Juryo. And let's see. Kaio got his Kachikoshi, went to 8-3 by beating Fuji Seun. Asakoru lost to kind of go off the kind of 3-loss leaderboard. Tomokaze maintained. And so this was a battle of guys who were 7-3, and Asakoru lost. Tomokaze got the win. So here are the withdrawals. And at first I looked and I said, oh my gosh, Takeru Fuji, did he pull out of the tournament again? Did something happen? But he was actually the recipient of the free win because Shimazu Umi pulled out. So he didn't have to fight today, so he gets an extra day of rest, and he went to 10-1. And the other person that got a free win was Shimano Umi, who probably needed it. He's now 4-7. Tsurugisho giving up the free win there. Both of these guys are high enough up in Juryo where they'll probably be able to avoid demotion down to the third tier. Tsurugisho, he's going to end up basically going 5-10 if you count absences and losses. 5-10 at Juryo 7, it's going to be close, but I think he'll be okay. So Shishi won today, so tomorrow when he fights up in the top division, he'll be going for Kachikoshi. Hakuoho lost at Juryo 5. He's now 5-6 to Toki Hayate. The Juryo 2-man wants to get his Kachikoshi, possibly get promoted back up to the top division. And the big news really is that Juryo 1 Chiyoshoma lost to Hideno Umi here in the final match of the day. So Chiyoshoma is now 9-2 and one behind now Takeru Fuji, who got the free win. Okay, jumping up to the top division, Makuuchi division. Shirokuma won the Battle of the Rookies. He beat Onokatsu in the first match of the day, and they're both now 4-7. Kitsunowaka beat Kimbozan. Takara Fuji beat Bushozan. Nishiki Fuji went to 5-6. Kageyaki 1-10. So here's the withdrawal of Hokuto Fuji. He gave a free win to Tamawashi. Now Hokuto Fuji is at 6-5, so he'll basically go 6-9 for the tournament. And at Maegashira 13, that should be fine. I don't think he's in any danger of demotion down to Juryo, but he will obviously go down the Banzuke. Ichi Yamamoto beat Ryuden. Sadanoumi beat Midori Fuji. Another big matchup of the day was Takayasu versus Endo. He's in the 2-loss group on the leaderboard. Takayasu got the win to maintain, go to 9-2. And Endo's now at 7-4, still waiting to get his Kachikoshi. Roga beat Shiranoumi. And then another big one was Wakataka Kage versus Nishikigi. Both of these men entered this match 8-2. So one of them was going to fall off the leaderboard. And in this case, it's Wakataka Kage losing the match, going to 8-3, and Nishikigi maintaining. So the two guys that are in the 2-loss group, other than one Sekewake, are Maegashira 13 and a Maegashira 15 going into the final few days of the tournament. Oshoma got his Kachikoshi at Maegashira 9, now 8-3 by beating Meisei. Shodai one step closer now at 7-4 by beating Gonoyama. That's a Makekoshi for Gonoyama. Wakamoto Haru now one away from Kachikoshi at 7-4 by beating Shonana Umi. Tobizaru beat Mitakeumi. Oho, the Maegashira 2, and probably the clearest candidate for Komusubi promotion, went to 7-4. Although I guess Wakamoto Haru one rank behind, also at 7-4. It'll be down the stretch how many wins these guys can get. Oho beat Takanosho today, giving him a losing record. Then we get into our Sanyaku matches. Komusubi Hiradaumi was up first. He was against Atami Fuji, but Atami Fuji got the win. He's now 5-6. Hiradaumi 6-5, still needs 2 wins to get his Kachikoshi. Kirishima Abi in a Sekewake clash that, actually Abi did okay. Kirishima, though, maintained, so he's still 2-loss group, 9-2 now. And then Onosato, our undisputed leader with a 2-win buffer, maintains his 2-win buffer. Another win, 11-0, beating Koto Shoho, the Maegashira 4. So Onosato, tomorrow, he'll get his 12th win if he wins, and that pretty much will secure his promotion to Ozeki, unless I can't see how they would deny him at this point. I guess he could lose the last 3 days in a row or something, but I really don't see that happening. But, he might lose tomorrow and have to wait another day. But yep, a good solid win for him, although he won falling out, as I say, falling out of the dohyo. And it was close. They had to look at the replay. I think there was even a mono-e. I can't quite remember. So he's done that a couple times, more than a couple times. I want to say 3 or 4 times this basho, where he kind of lunges at the edge and lands along with his opponent, and it comes down to a kind of a photo finish at times. But a win is a win, and he has got 11 of them in a row. Ura probably in the surprise upset of the day, beating Hoshoryu. So if you're an Ura fan, you can go over to the Patreon page and watch that match. 7-4 now for him, so 1 away from Kachikoshi. Hoshoru, though, 2 away from Kachikoshi at 6-5. And both Ozeki losing on day 11. Kotozakura in the final match of the day lost to Komusubi Daisho. And it was a good match, but Daisho got the win to go to 6-5. So both Komusubi are 6-5 to take over the Sekewake slot. That's going to be, we have 3 active Sekewake, right? So Abi is going to get demoted. Kirishima is going to stay where he is, but Onosato should get promoted to Ozeki. So that will open a Sekewake slot. And thus, when one of the Komusubi goes up to take it, that will open a Komusubi slot. And that could be for Oho, could be for Wakamoto Haru. We'll just have to see. So Kotozakura 7-4, didn't get his Kachikoshi today because he lost, but he'll probably get it tomorrow or the next day. Hoshoru's got to work a little bit harder to get it. He needs 2 more, right? Okay. So that was day 11. So I was home by the afternoon. So I put up, I think, about 7 matches on the Patreon page. If you're interested in signing up for that, the link is down in the description. Come over and join us. $1 a month. Not too bad. So let's look at our leaderboard. Onosato all alone. Again, 2-win buffer. Ross Mihara today, the play-by-play announcer for the English language broadcast on NHK, kept calling it a 2-win bulge. And I was like, Ross, I don't know if that's the word you think you want to use here. But maybe if you watch those videos, you'll hear him say it. Kirishima, Nishikigi, and Takayasu. So 2 guys way down the Banzuke, and a Sekewake, 2 off the pace. He's already obviously fought Kirishima. He hasn't fought either of these guys. He might get one of these guys if they keep winning, maybe on Sunday, because probably on Friday and Saturday he's going to fight both Ozeki, right? He'll fight Hoshoru or Kotozakura both of those days. We know who he's going to fight tomorrow. I'll reveal that in a moment. And so it's just who's he going to fight on Sunday. So it could be one of these guys if they keep winning. Down in Juryo, Takeda Fuji now all alone again at 10-1. One behind is Chiyoshoma. They haven't fought each other yet. Tomokaze and Kaio 8-3 down there. And this is updated with just the guys who are 6-0, but not everybody's fought their 6th match yet. So I think Enho is still alive on this table. He just hasn't had that 6th match yet. Okay, so let's look at the day 12 matchups for Thursday the 19th. So we'll start down in Juryo. All right, and I'm just gonna go all the way down to the bottom because here it is. It's Chiyoshoma versus Takeda Fuji, the big matchup, pretty early. You would have thought they would have saved it more for the weekend, perhaps, but they're doing it tomorrow. So this could be who wins the Yusho. Although if Chiyoshoma wins, both men will be at 10-2. And they've already fought each other. So then it just is, it could be, do they keep getting wins and then they have a playoff on Sunday on day 15? We'll just have to see. But if Takeda Fuji wins, I think that'll probably seal it for him. We'll just, we'll see what the result is at the end there. Hakuoho has Tamashoho. What else? Anything else? Kaio at 8-3 has Hakuyozan. These 2 guys are both 7-4. That's kind of an interesting matchup. And Aoyama, unfortunately, Amake Koshi now, he's 3-8. So if he could go 7-8, if he could win his last 4 matches in a row, Aoyama, I think they would only demote him to Juryo 14. But saving that, a 6-9 or worse, a 5-10, I think will get him demoted. And then, like we said, we might be talking about retirement there. So there you go. They brought up a guy from Makushita Chiyomaru, who's 4-2, to fight Oshomi to start the matches in Juryo. All right, and then let's jump up to the top division. And as I said, Shishi from Juryo, who's already 7-4, just needs 1 more for his Kachikoshi, is going to fight a longtime veteran, Takeda Fuji, who's also 7-4. So one of those guys will get his Kachikoshi tomorrow. Other big matchups, Tamawashi takes on the rookie, Onokatsu. What else we got? 2-9 Meisei versus 1-10 Kageyaki. Ouch. Oshoma taking on Gonoyama. Ura versus Endo in a match of probably the 2 most popular Rikishi in the Tokyo Kokugikan for applause and stuff. So both men 7-4. One of them will get his Kachikoshi tomorrow. Tommy Fuji has Oho in a battle of Maegashira 2s. Wakamoto Haru taking on Takanosho. Shodai still needs 1 for his Kachikoshi against Tobizaru. Then we get into the Sanyaku matches. Daisho, the Komusubi, taking on Nishikigi. They brought him way up from M13 to fight a Komusubi. They also brought up Takayasu to fight the other Komusubi. Not surprising, given their good record. So Hirada Umi has Takayasu. Then Wakataka Kage versus Onosato. This would have been more fun perhaps if he had won today, Wakataka Kage, but still a good matchup for day 12 and a good test for Onosato. Then Sekewake Kirishima taking on Koto Zakura. And the other match is also an Ozeki Sekewake match, but Hoshoru should be able to handle Abi in the final match of the day. So some real powerhouse matches here on Thursday, day 12 tomorrow. And I should be home watching most of them live and bringing them to you on the Patreon page. So let's look over at the standings. 8-way tie for first place. A lot of the same names. In fact, nobody new in there that we haven't had before. Only 3 people tied for second place. These are some new names: Rick, Cajo, Dragonfire, and Jacques. C, is that Cousteau? Maybe this time is a great name. In the third place group, 11 people down there: Aries, Charles, Edward Cheese, William Corbin, Roman, Ed Miller, Yen, Margaret from Boston, Mr. Pachisi, Ruben, Char, and Austin the Sumoholic. Yes, what 12-step program do they have for Sumoholics, I wonder? And then I'm way down. Did I highlight myself? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Am I this far down? Oh, yep, there I am. So 156 people above me. I'm now in the eighth ranked group, but hoping to get some wins tomorrow. Otozakura losing today, that didn't help. But Oho got a win. Wakataka Kage lost today, that didn't help. So yeah, I slipped down a little bit. But I hope you're doing well in the contest. It looks like it's going to be a pretty tight run all the way to the end for this kind of top group here. So we'll see who emerges on day 15 at the top of the channel contest. All right, guys, I think that'll do it for me today. Can't think of anything else I need to tell you right now, but thanks for watching. And I'll be back tomorrow, Thursday night, with the next Sumo Summary show. See you then. Okay, peace. Take care of yourselves.